Everybody knows Armed Police Batrider, but not everybody seems to play Armed Police Batrider. Do you play Batrider? After watching this video, you will have no excuse. Actually, just by listening to these words, you have entered into a binding pact with me, where you are obliged to either play Batrider or unsubscribe from this channel. If you are physically unable to play, you can atone by listening to Anna von Hauswolf's Iconoclasts in full. Remember, the world is full of shit and full of evil, but there you stand. Marvelous. So Batrider is by no means a perfect game. It's a very messy game, a chaotic game, but there is a reason why I feel like recommending it to almost any shmup player, regardless of your skill level, from beginner to intermediate and on to advanced. Because, you know, I made a video on Batrider a while ago, and that was specifically about clearing the advanced course of the game. And if you don't know what that means, the game has a normal course and an advanced course, along with some other game modes too. So the advanced course is like the full game. It's like 7 levels and like something like 20 minutes long, and in difficulty it's like roughly the same as Garega or thereabouts. And the normal course is slightly easier, but the big difference is that it's only the first 5 levels. And the thing about those first 5 levels is that they're actually pretty short. Like the last 2 levels make up like half of the runtime. So the advanced course, if the advanced course is like 20 minutes long, then the normal course is like only 10 minutes long. And that makes a huge difference because it's all about, you know, that concentration and not messing up for a long time. And so what that means is that if you're a beginner, especially if you're interested in rising games, but you know you're scared of the rank management and all the esoteric knowledge that you need to know, and you know the reputation of these games precede them. So if you're a beginner, just go for the normal course clear, because not the baseline of the difficulty not too high, and you don't need to really worry about rank management like almost at all. Like the only thing that I would say that you should try doing is not picking up everything. So take what you need, stock up on bombs, like power up your shots and option, but when like if you're at full bombs, don't pick up any more fragments. If you're at full options, don't pick up any more options. It's as simple as that. Now, if you want to, you can also like intentionally die before getting your extend, right before getting your next extend, to, you know, lower their rank a little bit. But even that, I would say, is kind of extra. So just like kind of limiting your pickups is the only rank management that you need to do. Now, for the rising esoterica, like all the hidden button presses and all that stuff, I would say, yes, you need to delve into some of that, but if you watch my previous Batrider video, like watch the intro segments, I think I go through all of the things, all of the basic that you need to know, like opening up all the like ship selection, stage selection, all those options, and also those hidden button presses, how to alter your auto fire, all of that stuff. So just watch the intro to my previous Batrider video and you should be good to go. Now, if you are a more of an intermediate player, this is where it gets really interesting, because you know most of us who go for like these difficult clears, like something like Garega or Batrider Advanced or whatever, we tend to focus on survival, and there's a very good reason for this. Because if you start to if you go for both survival and scoring, you know, chaining medals, going for like hidden stuff, all kinds of crazy strats, suddenly the game becomes like 10 times as difficult. It's just really intimidating. Like who wants to collect medals when there's like a barrage of bullets that out there to get you? So it's very like, there's a reason why at least the first clears of a difficult game tend to be based on survival, because it's just too much. Survival and scoring, it's just too much to take all in at once. But if you have a game that is not 20 minutes long, that is 10 minutes long, and where the baseline of difficulty is not super high, suddenly what happens is that it opens up this space for experimentation, trying out stuff, doing things differently. So, because if you're an intermediate player, Batrider Normal Course shouldn't be too much of a challenge for you. You can start incorporating like chaining, maybe learning some of the scoring stuff like when to bomb or when to use your aura attack, maybe even trigger hidden bosses, of which there are surprisingly many in this game. They are like repeats from Garega and Maho games like Sorcerer Striker. And there's like specific things that you need to do to trigger those. So you can kind of create your own challenge run where you add enough stuff to make it fresh and challenging for yourself and interesting, but without it being like super overwhelming. And the length of the game really makes a huge difference, at least for me. It's like, if you need to play like perfectly for 20 minutes and you mess up at the 15-minute mark and your run goes all downhill, that feels really bad. But if the run is much shorter, it doesn't feel too bad. And again, the initial 5 stages in this game are so breezy, they're just so fun to play. So even with like, if you need to reset or try again, at least for me, it didn't feel too bad because it's just so fun and exhilarating to play. And so that's what I've been doing these past couple of weeks. And I've kind of the kind of challenge run that I created for myself is that, first of all, I want to clear the normal course while triggering hidden bosses. And the ones that I settled on were Bashinet in stage 2, Blackheart in stage 3, and in stage 4 there's this, now I've forgotten the name, but it's kind of this giant robot boss from Sorcerer Striker. So there are more hidden bosses that you can do, but I didn't want to turn the run into a kind of a boss rush. I thought like adding 3 extra bosses was like just enough. Like it turned from a 10-minute run to a 13-minute run. And I also didn't want to add like too much stuff from the previous games. I wanted Batrider to be Batrider with some extra spice. And so yeah, clearing the game, doing the bosses, and also chaining medals at least to the start of stage 5. Because stage 5 gets really difficult. I've only full chained the normal course once, and that run didn't clear because I got a surprising extra boss at the end of stage 5 because there's all of these conditions. But anyway, I feel like chaining up to stage 5 is still a really cool thing to do and adds just enough like challenge and this incentive to play in a different way and uncover hidden metal caches where you use your bombs and all of that good stuff. So that's what I decided to do. And if you feel like you're an intermediate-ish player and feel like doing something similar, I highly recommend going through the Shmops wiki and checking out the hidden boss requirements, because it can get kind of tricky with the bosses that you want to trigger and with the bosses that you maybe don't want to trigger, because as I said, I wanted to have like 3 extra bosses. I felt that was like just the right amount, and I wanted to choose the bosses that I wanted to do and learn them, and I didn't want to kind of trigger additional bosses that I hadn't practiced and which would just like destroy my run, which actually happened to me at first, because the run that we are about to see next is one where I play with Maria, Flying Baron, and Chitta. So I have a Batrider character, a Garega character, and a Maho character, because to trigger those hidden bosses, if it's a Garega boss, you usually need a surviving Garega ship in your roster, and if it's a Maho boss, you need to have a surviving Maho character. So That's also kind of interesting about this game, is that it forces you to mess with your team setup. But initially, I think I was playing with Carpet instead of Maria. But what that meant is that it actually triggered, in stage 5, it triggered the ninja boss from the Mahou series. And if you know anything about the ninja boss, then you know you don't want to fight the ninja boss. The ninja boss sucks. So I actually had to swap out Carpets for something else, because every ship in the game, it has an attribute, like it's a Garega ship, a Batrider ship, a Mahou ship, and that affects the bosses. But every ship has also like a weapon type or something. It's like front-facing, wide, or homing, or whatever. I don't remember them from the top of my head. But the way that I chose my initial team, it actually triggered a boss that I didn't want. So then it became kind of a puzzle to figure out how to kind of trigger what I want and not trigger what I don't want. So I settled on Maria because I just like playing with her. Like I like fast ships, and it's just a ship that I like. And then I added Flying Baron and Chitta, and yeah, played with that roster, and it made the game like really fresh again. Different, interesting, exciting, dare I say, marvelous. So, yeah, I guess that's that. Let's check out the run. So here we go. And something I forgot to say is that I'm doing a specific stage order to trigger the stage 5 boss that I want, because I don't remember the names, but in like my advanced course playthrough I did the green boss, and now I want the yellow boss just for variety, so I choose Sky High as my stage 2, as that determines the boss that you get. So anyway, stage 1, super fun stage, so breezy. So here I'm just powering up, getting all the options, getting all the main shot power-ups, and I'm building my metal chain. And here we're approaching a billboard, and you need to destroy this billboard before you destroy the building. That's why I'm kind of starting off to the side, because if you destroy the building first before the billboard, you actually trigger another hidden Bashinet boss as like after stage 4, I believe. And it's not a boss fight that I enjoy, and I didn't want to, as I said, I didn't want to do too many additional boss fights, so I just skipped that. So here I'm collecting as many bomb fragments as I can, building that metal chain. And with the stage 1 boss, I'm doing just a lot of point blanking to kind of speed up the fight. And you know, this is a chaining run, but this is not really like a super scoring run, because to get a lot of score you need to like it's all about the bosses, I believe, like dismantling bosses, milking the bosses in a certain way, and I didn't want to get into that, at least yet. So I'm just kind of speed destroying the bosses and just concentrating on the metal chain, because that's the most interesting thing to me. Now, stage 2, another one that is pretty easy, but also super fun. And with these blue ships, you need to destroy all of them before they leave the screen to trigger the additional hidden boss in this level. So I make extra sure to do that. This is a really tight point. I used to bomb here, but somehow, I don't know, my brain accustomed to the speed of this section, and now I just do it without bombs. Super fun to do once you get the hang of it. Now we are already at the boss. This is such a quick... the tempo of this game is like crazy, and I love it. So here you need to destroy the helicopter first before you can advance to the next phase. Kind of a risky dodge there. And then I just kind of try to stay in the center and again destroy the boss as quickly as I can by doing a little bit of point blanking and all that stuff. And just a quick note also that I start with 20 Hz autofire since I'm playing Maria C. And I will be playing on 30 Hz throughout, because that's the one that I believe 60 Hz isn't that advantageous, because, you know, with the way that the frames work, it doesn't calculate the damage properly or something, and you don't really need that much. But I don't know, I just love playing with the 30 Hz, so that's what I settled on. I think you can play with 20 Hz also. So here, this is a fun boss because, you know, those missiles and all those additional enemies drop medals. So the difficult part there is not to survive, but to actually collect all the medals, and sometimes I need to bomb to get them. Here with the stage 2, you need to point blank and then be ready for him to do... He has lots of different attacks, and with this attack I just bomb for safety because it's so difficult to dodge. You need to reflex dodge this stuff. It's random, so... and it's kind of risky, so I just bomb for safety because bombing is fun. Now we are at the sewage stage. Again, collecting all the bomb fragments that I can, keeping up my metal chain. Chaining isn't too difficult at this point. And now this is a interesting section coming up here with all the turrets. You need to destroy all of them to trigger the hidden boss in this stage. And if you destroy them, you saw me getting some additional medals there. If you destroy them while they are like flipping over, you get some additional medals, but the timing is really tricky. And I just used the bomb there to make it easier to survive and just to kind of expedite the process. And here I'm going to bomb again to uncover yet more hidden medals. And this is actually what's so cool. When you start doing medaling in this game, it just becomes so satisfying to uncover those huge like hidden caches. It just feels so good. So that kind of at least motivates me to keep on chaining, even though it is a little bit challenging. And if you look at my score here, I'm approaching the 1.5 million mark, and that means that I'm going to get an extend. And as I said in the intro, I don't think you really need to do this, but I'm going to intentionally die here before getting that extend, just to... it's not really for rank purposes, it's actually for hidden boss purposes, which I'll come back to in stage 5. So, because I want to finish this game with the Flying Baron and not Maria, because there's the hidden extend. So now I'm playing with the Flying Baron, because in this game the characters that you play with cycle with the extends, and depending on which character you have at the end of the game, different stuff happens. So I want to finish the game with a specific character. So here, this is just some honest dodging here with this boss. Super fun, really chaotic patterns. I love this stuff. Sometimes the rising, kind of unfair rising patterns are annoying, but with this kind of well, it's not an unfair, but it's kind of, this is just such a messy fight, and you know, the way that these attacks overlap can be kind of nasty, but it's for me, this is the good kind of nasty, not the bad kind of nasty. Yeah, super fun boss to do, and because we finished this boss off with a Garega character and we destroyed those turrets earlier in the stage, we get Black Heart 1. Super fun fight. So we get the mini Black Hearts, and which give us medals, which is nice. And then Black Heart. Feels weird to do Black Heart in a different game, but somehow, I don't know, it fits because, you know, I did the intentional death also because I wanted to fight this boss with a Garega character. It just felt like fitting for me. So this is kind of a medaling run, but this is also kind of a lore run. So I try to have like the proper characters for certain bosses. So this is just the Black Heart that we all know and love, super fun to do. And I like playing with the Garega ship because you can have the option formations or kind of change up the formation. Like here I'm doing the forward facing shots. That attack can clip you very easily, so I often bomb there for safety, and we kind of bombed into the Sidewinder and we didn't even need to do that, and the fight is over. So again, this game isn't super difficult, but super fun. So with the thing is with these trucks, if you destroy the front part of the truck before it comes to a stop, you get a full medal. So I messed it up with the first truck, but managed to do it with the second one. You just need to be in position. And the Flying Baron C that I'm playing with, it's kind of a slow ship. I don't really love the speed, so I wasn't able to properly position myself. So if you bomb these escalators or stairs, whatever they are, you get extra hidden medals. And you can bomb these ones too, but I want to save up some bombs for the upcoming sections. So the upcoming section with the blue ships can be kind of dangerous. So because they drop these medals that you want to pick up while avoiding the attacks. And here I'm going to bomb because, again, hidden medals. But it also has the advantage of like skipping that second blue ship, and you can time it where the third one isn't too difficult as well. But yeah, this one is actually a surprisingly difficult part of the game because there's like lots of different enemies coming from all directions. It's kind of like, again, it's messy, it's that rising messiness at work here. And now to trigger the hidden boss of this stage, we need to destroy the side parts of this turret before the main parts. There's something weird about this where sometimes like I mess it up and still manage to get the hidden boss. I guess it has something to do with like maybe you just need to destroy the hatches or something. But yeah, and I never figure out how to do this safely, so here I'm just kind of, you know, doing the aura attack, but because you can destroy the main part of the turrets prematurely pretty easily. But here I also want to have an intentional death around here because I am approaching the 3 million mark, which means that we're getting another extend. And also because we are approaching the boss, I want to be playing with Chitta because the next hidden boss is a Maho character. So I kind of did that strat with the Flying Baron in a kind of a lazy way because I was like, if I die, that's okay. If I don't die, I can die in this section. So that went actually really well. Now continuing the meddling here. I'm almost at full bombs, which is really nice. So this is a super fun boss, it has lots of different attacks, but the cool thing if you're meddling is that in the second phase you get these enemies, these Zako enemies that drop medals, so you need to keep on meddling throughout the boss, which is super fun. But also tricky because the attacks can get kind of intense. And here I think I'm going to bomb for safety once or even twice, just to be able to kind of continue the medal chain, and because I don't want to die at this point, because then if I would die before destroying this boss, I would skip this boss that I want to get. So this is from Sorcerer Striker, if my memory serves me right, so it feels fun to play this with Chitta. These side spiky balls, they actually, you can destroy them in a certain way to uncover a lot of medals, but it's not something that I practice, so I tried to do it there, but I failed, so but that's okay. And this boss has a lot of different attacks, and some of them can be kind of surprising, so it kind of sucks that I didn't manage to do this boss to completion with Chitta, but whatever, it's really hard to do kind of a perfect run in this game because there's like RNG, and the game has a habit of surprising you when you least expect it, but this is okay. We have destroyed the hidden bosses, we have kept our medal chain up into stage 5, now the only thing left to do is to finish the fight and do the clear. And now I challenge you to notice the point where I'm going to break my medal chain, because I had to watch the replay to figure out what happened. And this was I'm just going to say this was unfair. This was an unfair thing, so yeah. Did you catch it? Did you catch it? Like the medal was off to the left side of the screen, and like you could only see like 2 pixels of it at the time. I guess I should be more aware of the enemies. So yeah, it's on me, but that was kind of a, I don't know. Kind of sucks that it happened in that way. But that's okay. I'm trying to pick up my chain again and just kind of have fun with the rest of the stage. And these are actually kind of difficult parts to meddle through as well, with all those twin ships. This is a fun little mid-boss. I tried to keep the turrets, I tried to not destroy the turrets before I go through that section where the visibility is 0, because it's very, very hard to destroy that, to dodge the scattered pattern. Yeah, for survival this is not too bad, but the meddling makes this really tricky. I think I'm going to bomb here. Just for safety. And now we are at the boss, and as I said, I'm going to do some shenanigans here too. So I chose Sky High as my second stage because I want to trigger the blunt boss, because it's the one that I didn't do when I chose the advanced course. But also there are certain conditions, like if you do, I believe it's like if you get special shots, power-ups, and there's like, I'm not going to go into that too much, but if you get those, you can have up to 2 extra bosses here, and I don't want to do that. I just want to have the 1 boss, because that was what I was aiming for and what I was practicing for. So if I have, but they only trigger if you're playing a Batrider ship, and right now I'm playing with Maria, who is a Batrider ship. But since I did those intentional deaths and pick up some extends, I still have Flying Baron in my roster, so I play with Maria up until I have destroyed the main turret, so here I die, and now I'm going to finish the fight off with Flying Baron. I think I'm just going to bomb for safety because I don't want to dodge those patterns. And since I destroyed the boss with a Garega ship, a non-Batrider ship, I'm not going to get any extra bosses, and I get a easier stage 5 finish. And so that's the normal course complete. Yeah, as I said, I really enjoyed coming back to this game and getting into the meddling and kind of doing the hidden bosses and doing a different kind of run instead of going for the advanced course grind, which can, I don't know, it gets really tiring because I'm not a huge fan of stage 6. It goes on forever and it seems like a kind of a B-side from Garega or something, and the final boss is really demanding, so it's kind of a stressful clear. I still recommend it. It's maybe, I think it's something that I would like to come back to eventually, maybe try meddling in the advanced course as well or something. But again, it's a demanding and stressful clear. Well, this is very involved, and there's something happening like all of the time in this normal course clear. But it's not too difficult, and if you mess up, it doesn't feel too bad to reset because it's just, the game is just so breezy to play. So kind of a, it's not the perfect shmup or anything, but I don't know, I've been thinking of how like 20 minutes is cool for an average shmup run, but I think I would prefer something closer to 15 or maybe even slightly shorter. Like if you have that, like a cave 1 all where you begin at stage 3 or something and just go all out all of the time instead of doing the kind of stage 1 every time. But yeah, hopefully this was fun. Hopefully this is going to inspire some of you to pick up the game. Let me know if you decide to do that and how you find it. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you again next time. Bye.